we're talking about, I want to talk about something more important than our day-to-day lives. Today, I wanted to ask you, oh my gosh, Edward McDonald, you had your very first live performance last night. How the hell was it? Tell the people.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah?
That was good.
Did you feel... So just some context, Eddie and I have been working on like a brand new live show. And last night was something that I call a workshop showing. So whenever you have a new show and there's nature in it that is audience interactive, or you just want to try out an idea and you don't want the public to see it right away, you invite a small group of people to a private showing. So we had about 15, 20 people there last night. And that was also your first time performing in a character. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have a highlight? Like something in the show that happened that either made you laugh or is a favorite moment?
Messing with Patrick was pretty fun.
Messing with Patrick,
Yeah.
who is an audience member and a
He's an
dear
audience
friend.
member.
We've mentioned
Yeah.
Patrick before.
Many times. Yeah, no, it was good. I haven't really thought about it that much, honestly. No. It's kind of like happened. And
How did you feel wearing a costume in front of people?
Um,
And makeup.
well, the makeup, I honestly just kind of forgot about. I didn't
Beauty
even
of the
really
makeup,
remember.
that's why I
Like when
love
I
the
watched the
makeup.
video of us,
I thought our faces could be whiter.
I just was like, oh yeah, we were wearing makeup. Like I kind of forgot, like when we were doing the at the end when we were talking to the people and getting questions and answers and thoughts and stuff. I forgot that I was wearing makeup until I looked in a mirror, and then I saw it. I thought, oh, I'm wearing makeup. I forgot. But the costume, I feel like it helped that the costume was as ridiculous as it was. Because if it's that ridiculous, you don't... Because I feel like it would almost be harder to be in a serious costume and try to get people to take you seriously. But if you're already in a very ridiculous costume, I'm just fucking ridiculous, you know? And the fact that we wore it quite a long time earlier in the day. So I got all my giggles out because we did
You
look
got all your
fucking
giggles
crazy.
out.
But yeah, no, it was fine. It was honestly easier than I thought it was going to be.
In what sense?
I was I wasn't nervous about it at all.
Yay.
Oddly, like I remember the days leading up to it, I was like, I feel like I should be more nervous than I am. And then I was really nervous 2 minutes prior to people walking in. I was like, fuck, this is like actually happening now. And then 2 minutes into it, I was just, this is just,
Yeah.
I'm just doing stuff. You know?
call that span fearful excitement.
Yeah.
A lot of people call that butterflies before doing a show, and that debilitates some people. Some people hate performing because they hate that feeling before going on stage.
But I wasn't nervous about looking ridiculous. I wasn't nervous about whether it was going to go well or not. I was nervous about whether I was going to remember to do everything that I had to remember to do. It was a nervousness based on my own ability to do what I have to do over being seen in a weird way. Because also a lot of the audience was people we either know or people who you invited who do this kind of thing anyway. So I wasn't really worried about it being
Oh, word.
my God. I wasn't really worried about it being a bad show because I knew everyone was going to be supportive. Like that was actually probably a bad representation of what it will actually be like.
Yeah.
Because everyone was
You can't
really into
rely
it.
on that every single time. It varies so significantly.
Yeah. So.
And also, when it varies, that's one thing that Touring Swan has taught me. That I had some audiences so quiet, and it's a comedy show. I've had some audiences so quiet that a pin could drop and you could hear it throughout the entire show.
I was there for some of them.
But then at the end, they'll come up and they'll talk to you and tell you how much you love it. And I've gotten like booking deals based off of shows like that. So you really can't tell, and you can't judge people when you do interactive theater because they process things differently.
I think one thing about this show specifically is that it'll be less frequent that will be less frequent. Because the show is definitely as we build it and as we get the props to where we want them to be and we figure out the order of things, it is a spectacle show.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of wild shit that happens, stuff flies through the air, there's crazy lights and sounds and blah blah blah, where Swan it's a very different show in the sense of I feel like in Swan, because you have quite long breaks between the audience interaction bits, people calm down. And then if they don't get hyped back up for the interaction bit, they stay quiet. Whereas this show, it's pretty hard to calm down because everything is just up, 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 up. So it's really, you just got to get them in the bag in the first 10 minutes. And if you got them then, they'll probably just stay with you for the rest of the show. Whereas Swan has like longer monologues and stuff.
Yeah.
Which means they have a chance to, if they're not into that, like if they're not into the monologue stuff as much as the audience interaction or vice versa, it's harder for them to stay on top of things, you know? I feel like Swan is more of an art piece. This is just a wild physical comedy.
I think this is also an art piece. I think we need to write it a little bit better.
But I mean in the sense
it's not just spectacle, it's spectacle with purpose.
I know, but
I hate spectacle for the sake of spectacle.
I'm not saying that obviously right behind the camera is proof that it is art with thought. Yeah. Because there's fucking stickies all over the walls of our thought process. And everything that is in this show, Gerald, I don't even know if we said what it's called, Gerald. Everything that's in this show was extremely thought out. We put like months of thought and effort into it. So it's not that it's not thought out. Jesus.
Yeah, you need to take a break from the carbonated beverages,
my friend. No, I love the carbonated beverages. They get all the bubbles out of them.
Your stomach lining disagrees with you.
Or it's like having a little bit of poison all the time, you know? Maybe my stomach lining is just becoming stronger. Anyways, what I meant is that Gerald, you can come, and people could come to Gerald and not give a shit about art and not give a shit about thoughtfulness and just watch the spectacle, and it would be fun. Whereas Swan, you have to be into that kind of thing to appreciate a lot of the show.
I think you could still enjoy it if you...
Oh, no, I don't think it's not enjoyable, but I mean, there is much the part of Swan that I think people might, less artistic people would be less into is like the monologues. But then there's people like Maureen, who that was like her favorite part. She's like, oh, it was so deep and like blah blah blah, right?
They're very intellectual.
They're very intellectual. Like Swan is not necessarily
a thesis project.
Yeah, it's like not
feminism.
Necessarily more intellectual in the sense of there's more thoughtfulness behind the show, but it's more intellectual in the way it's presented.
Yeah.
Whereas this show, well, one of the things that someone said last night was this could be a kid's show. And it could be because it's just fucking wild. It's a wild show. And if you want to dig into it,
well, we could have two versions.
I think it's we've talked about it many times that kid shows make more money. I think we should lean into that a little bit. But I think this show is cool because it has the aspect of spectacle. But if you want to read into it deeply, you can. It's there.
Like it gave my friend a life crisis. She texted me this morning and she thought she's questioning her job right now.
Well, I think that was a good example of how people take things based on whatever's happening in their life at the time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right?
Yeah, there's something in my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, it was a good response. I feel like it was as good, if not better than what I thought it would go.
Do you feel like you're a clown now?
No.
No?
Why? I don't think I ever will.
Why?
Because...
What is your definition
of a clown?
I'm curious.
Well, my definition of... Get off your phone.
I might have an interview right now, so I'm just double checking.
Did you just get a thing?
No, but I'm refreshing my mailbox. You know, my emails have been troubling me. And I'm sorry, but I'm a businesswoman.
Oh my God. She was a woman in bed watching Suits about an hour
How do
ago.
you think I learned about business?
that's I don't know if we should put that out there if you're trying to get business partners. I learned my business through Harvey Specter and Mike Ross on Suits.
Yeah. Okay, anyways.
I think one of the reasons I don't think of myself that way, and I probably never will, is because I don't think of myself that way in anything. I don't think of myself as a photographer. I just know how to use a camera, you know? I think it's because I do so many different things that it's very hard for me to like label myself as one thing.
So you don't label yourself, you're just Eddie? That's how you view your life?
Yeah, I don't do labels, man. It's just not me.
Do you label yourself as a boyfriend?
Yeah, but I really like that's not how my brain works. I really don't think in I am this thing. I am just
Groot.
I am I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot, and Groot does things.
Yeah, you do them well.
That is how I view my life. Because for me, one of my biggest fears in life is having to do the same thing over and over again. So I feel like if I label myself as one thing, I got to keep doing that one thing. That sounds really boring. You know? I will never be a top expert at anything because I have no interest in spending that much time doing a single thing.
I will be a top expert in clown.
And I applaud you for that.
Yeah.
I've tried to go down the path of I'm going to do this thing, but I just get too distracted by other fun stuff. Like being a clown. Right?
Did I prepare you well?
I think so.
Is there anything that you wish you would have known? That would have made last night more fun?
I wish I would have known.
Or like in hindsight be like, oh, I would do that differently.
I mean, I'm sure if we go through it and watch it, there's tons of things.
No, I'm not saying that. I guess I'm asking about how you feel walking away from it.
Good. I feel that I did as good of a job as I can do with the experience I have.
Great.
Because I forgot some lines.
Yeah, but I picked you up.
But you picked me up. We improv'd a little bit.
Yeah, that was fun. We got some of our biggest laughs from.
We got some of our biggest some of the things that were improv. Those got the best comments after, which is good.
Yeah.
They said we had good chemistry, which is good.
When Mike said I saw your clowns more, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Megan
commented on my tape bit that you didn't even see. She's like, that was my favorite part. And I was like,
yeah, I didn't know what she was talking about.
I was like, I improv that. She was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. But
you just made your first fan.
Yes. But yeah, no, I thought it was as good as a first show can be. And I think that's why I don't have a lot. Honestly, I feel like as we do more, I will have more critiques, but because I'd never done anything like that before, going into it, we literally wrote the script, on Thursday night last week?
I don't know.
Because we had the concept for quite a while. We couldn't figure out how to make it work. And then last week we had some rough rehearsals that didn't go well. And we said, we need to nail this shit down. So I think Thursday, Friday, last week, 5 days ago, we nailed it down, figured it out. And then I think the thing that I was nervous about was going into something without being what I envisioned as prepared, because I didn't really have a reference, because I'd never done this before. So I didn't have a reference in the sense of the last show I did, I was so much more prepared. So I was going into it blind in that sense of, in my mind, we didn't have a completed show to show people. We had like an idea of a show. So I was quite nervous about it even like working. And then it worked. And I think the fact that it worked, I just was kind of like, yeah, that was as good as it can get for that version, for that first go.
I think it's because this is my third big show. And what I mean by big show, I mean 60-minute long show. I think I've made 6 shows. I have a lot of shows that are around 10, 15 minutes long as well. But this is my third time making a big 60-minute clown piece. And one thing that I've learned through every single creation process on each of those, they were all 100% different. And the thing that gets them to be a show at the end of the day is setting a date, a deadline, and believing that no matter what, you will have a show by that date. And I think that's why I wasn't really worried about it. Yeah. But I think that lack of worry caused other people to worry. But I know that
it didn't. Your lack of worry helped me.
Yeah.
Because I had no reference and you'd done it before, so I was like, if Lauren's okay, I'll be fine.
And then whatever. I also think because I approached it from such a sense of knowing, and I didn't. One of my regrets, or just a learning moment, is that I didn't really realize that I was in a room with people where I think this was the first time I noticed. I was like, wow, I have more experience in this area than everyone else in this room. In the sense of like making a devised clown piece under a short period.
Last night?
No, I'm just saying
in
our
crew of making this thing. Yeah.
Because I feel like I could have been
You were the utmost expert.
I could have been a larger support.
I was the rookie. But at the same time, sharing. That was the first time you'd ever done a group project.
I always just make solo shows.
So in one way or another, everyone involved was doing something they've never done before.
Yeah.
And I think that's why for the first couple of weeks, the first months, it was pretty rough. And I think that was the only thing I think that was discouraging me, if anything, was the fact that we had done 5 or 6 meetups or rehearsals with everyone. And after the 5th or 6th one, in my mind, we were no closer to an end result than at the beginning. And that's kind of when last week, when we decided to make it more scripted and blah, 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 that's kind of, I think, in my mind, made me do that. Because I was like, we just got to fucking figure this shit out. Because we have less than a week. And we don't even know what we're supposed to do for 75% of it. So, but I like that. I like deadlines. Yeah. I like knowing.
I think they're very important.
I like knowing, like, we have to do this by, and they have to be real deadlines. I can't do the thing where it's like you do this with grants. You say, oh, it's due on the 1st, but we need it done by the 20th. I'm like, no, we need it done by the 1st. And I wish I wasn't like that, but that's just how my brain works. It doesn't prioritize things. So if you want me to do something, lie to me and tell me that it needs to be done.
I feel like that would upset you.
If it would get it done, it got it done. But so I think it was that idea of what?
I'm just double checking my emails because I'm a paranoid person. And I like being on time for things. No one likes listening to your burps. I'm just going to say that.
I guarantee you somebody out there is into that.
I guarantee you we can that make more money people are not.
I'm not saying that the ratio is 50-50.
I'm just saying I would appreciate it if you burped less when we did this.
Noted. They're not on purpose. It's because I'm drinking bubbly.
No, you literally, Edward, you just looked up to the sky. I saw you compress everything in you to force out a burp.
Why? If it's gonna get out, I'm gonna get it out. I'm not gonna leave half of it in. That's what she said.
But yeah, to get back what we were talking about, it took us a while to figure out how to work as a team.
Yeah.
But
I was think very that's surprised
always how it is.
I was very surprised how well we did.
As what?
As working together on stage.
Really? Why?
Well, not because I thought it was going to be bad, but because I had no reference. This was a first attempt.
Well,
it was a wild. I didn't really think about it until Joel said it last night. He said that this was a wild first thing for me to do. I didn't really think about it like that
Yeah,
because
you didn't take an improv class and do an improv showcase. You didn't
because
do any.
I love that. I love jumping the deep end. Saying we're gonna do a show in 6 months. You're gonna go to the step 1 improv class, and you're gonna go to that bores me because I'm like, that's just I like you got to be good or you just suck. I like that, and I know that's not necessarily the best thing to do, but it gets me
I
excited.
would love it if you took an improv class.
I will now. I'm more interested to do it now. I wanted to go into this just like, let's fucking go, because I feel like for me, in my mind, I like the pressure of it being an all or nothing situation. And now that I've done that and I've proven that I can do that,
You'll refine it.
I'll refine it. But I need a bar.
You're such a backwards man.
I need a bar to be set, you know? And there was no bar. Because if I would have done all the classes and blah blah blah, I would have never known what my baseline ability is. Mm-hmm. Because like when you go to a class, whether it's improv or any type of class for anything, you instantly get judged and get told to fix this and do that and fix that and fix that, and you don't get the chance to explore just like what you can do. And I did that, and now I'm gonna go to class. Maybe I'll come to Megan's class because she's a teacher, right?
No. Oh. Breck is.
Maybe I'll go to Breck's class, and Breck now has seen me do something. I'll be like, you know what's up? Help me get better. But without that baseline, how do you know, you know?
Well, I think if you're interested in something,
yeah,
you explore it. And people go about that in different ways.
I am very aware that I do things slightly backwards. Mm-hmm. But that's just the way it goes.
That's who you are.
That's who I am. What was I saying before that?
Edward.
I pushed it up my nose for you.
Oh my god. You're too much. You're too much. You push it out your nose? Doesn't that hurt?
No. You've never done that before?
No.
You never had a burp in a situation that you probably shouldn't burp, so you like.
I do that with sneezes.
That's not healthy. That's way worse.
So I turn my sneezes into coughs if I don't have like Kleenex around.
What? How is your?
You've never done it?
A cough and a sneeze is a very different thing.
I can do it.
That's like saying I had to burp, so I made it a fart. No. It's not this. It goes on a different.
It has the same pathway.
No.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're caused connected by different things.
You know how you can put like a noodle in your nose and it can come out your mouth?
Okay, I understand what you're getting at. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at. So when I have to cough, it's because my throat tickles or because my chest hurts or blah blah blah. So when you sneeze, it's because you have something in your nose. Like they're different causes.
But I'm just saying, sometimes when I have to sneeze.
When I gotta sneeze, and there's nothing wrong with sneezing.
Well, if you don't have the right supplies,
that is weird. Let's think about this for a second. This is a mental exercise. Coughing and sneezing. If you sneeze or you cough, what do people do? No. Like if I sneezed or coughed right now, what would you do?
Bless you.
Bless you. You'd be like, are you okay? If I burp or I fart, what do people do? They're both bodily functions, but for some reason one is gross and one is like, oh, are you okay?
Well, one's associated with fecal matter.
A burp?
A fart.
A burp or fart.
I think it's because both of them are smelly. Both of them are smelly.
And the funny thing about the burp and the fart, if I burp in your face, nothing's going to happen to you. It might smell, but nothing's going to happen. If I cough or sneeze in your face, you might get sick. But for some reason...
I think a burp could be as contagious as a cough. You would have to Google that.
If I burp while I'm sick, maybe. But a cough or a sneeze is usually because there's something in your body that your body is trying to get rid of that is usually something like a virus. A burp is just gas getting released from your belly. Mm-hmm. Anyways, you've gone off track. The show is great. I'm really excited to make Gerald fucking cool.
Yeah.
And I know you don't want this show to purely be spectacle, and it's not purely spectacle.
No, but I think it is important.
But I think it could be a fucking spectacle.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think you missed what I said.
No, I understand. I do understand what you said, but I'm just saying.
I will never want to do a show that is
just
spectacle and has no meaning. Because I personally think it's a waste of time. When I see shows like that,
I agree.
I get mad.
Well, I do enjoy seeing things that are just... Because to me, you can do something that is purely spectacle, that is as artistic, because maybe you are an incredibly good light designer.
Yeah.
Or and you know what I mean? So there's like a different type of thought. So maybe there's not a message, but it's just like, I made this thing so fucking cool. You just watch it. You don't learn anything from it. You don't get but it's like, it's so well done. And on that note, Brooke's comment about putting like a video at the beginning, I think we have to do that. I think Gerald is going to be part fucking TV. He's going to have an eye that fucking spins. Gerald's going to be... Like, I think Gerald...
That's what my dad said when I was talking to him. He's like, you should put a TV in it. And I was just like, where are we getting this fucking money?
I think Gerald is like the prop. Not Gerald the show, but the prop. I think Gerald is 2026's like art piece. In the sense of, at the end of 2026, Gerald's going to be fucking epic. He's going to play movies. He's going to have smoke. He's going to look really cool.
I love Mike. Whenever Mike has the chance, I just love this about him. He's like, have you thought about smoke? Like, it's Nicole with disco balls and haze. Everyone has that one thing.
Yeah,
that they just,
it's
like, makes
fucking
everything
cool. Why would you not have smoke?
I know, but...
Smoke, and it's just... I think
that's me wanting dance and everything. I was like, what if we...
Yeah. What if it had a dance piece? You pushed for a
piece?
Dance piece so hard in this, and everyone was like, why
Alex
are we dancing?
originally liked it. And in the original show, it worked.
In the original show, it worked. Yeah.
We cut it. I know when to kill a baby.
Oh, yeah.
You've never heard that phrase?
Yes. No, it's what? I've never heard that. I've heard don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No, and it's common. I learned this phrase in university, and a lot of artists talk about it, and a lot of playwrights specifically talk about it. No, I don't feel like a playwright. Do you feel like a playwright? We'll talk about that later. But when people make things and they have these ideas that they love, but they don't fit the show anymore, it's called killing a baby. I don't know why it's called that. It's very gruesome.
What did you say about playwrights? Were you trying to say that to me?
Well, yeah, that's another conversation.
Oh, that was like a little. That was like when you have like a
Shakespearean aside.
That was like when you have a bullet and then the side bullet point.
Yeah.
That was I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. But
I think the playwright thing, that goes back to being a clown or being a photographer or being a thing. It's just like, I just want to make shit.
I just want to make
stuff. I don't really care what.
But I don't like the title playwright.
That's why, like, when we were making when we were kind of getting a crew together to make this thing, and we were talking about like credits, and I was like, I don't fucking... Everyone could be a director.
Some people care about them, some people don't.
I know some people care about them, but this is our project, and that's kind of my mindset is I don't like those things. I think you're a little bit more appreciative of them. It's not that I don't like them. Like, if I see someone has a credit as a director in a show, I'm like, oh, cool, like, good job. But on like projects that I create or we create, I just don't. I'm like, did you help? Cool. For
me, the credits I care about is that if I made something, I want people to know that I made it.
Yeah,
like, so a lot of the times, a lot of the time, there we go. Someone will write a one-person show, and then someone else will act in it. Mm-hmm. So something that's important to me, since I write all the shows that I perform in.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that people know that it's also my show. Yeah. In the sense of, if they want to buy it or they want to know who has the rights, it's always going to be me. That's just something that's important to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just want to make stuff.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I should care more about that. Maybe that's why I'm not further ahead in my career.
I think it's really important to put your name on things that you make that you're very proud of. Because that's how you start building a name for yourself is by claiming the things.
Well, I think
that you
for a
made.
long time I didn't want to build a name for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had no interest in like my name being like out in the world. I like didn't really want or care about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand the importance of it. I think also I hate the idea or the risk or the whatever of drama being involved in making things. So I don't want to have, hey, I was a director, I co-direct, I helped write. I'm like, hey, cool. You wrote. You can do whatever you want. I just you know, because I hate conflict so much that I'm like, if someone worked on a project, I'm not even gonna say his name, but the person who helped us a lot on this project, if he came and he was like, I was this, which he obviously wouldn't. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, he's a really great guy. But if he did, anyone in that situation, if they did, I'd be like, hey, write it down. Sure. You were everything. I don't care. Like, it's just because I just don't, I hate that because it is such a selfish thing and it's so meaningless.
To a point.
I know, but it is like it's a sense of like, I did this on this thing. And it's like, if you did, yes, rightfully so, you should be labeled as that thing. But it's just, it's so not important to the creation of the project in the sense of I would rather do the project and just like whoever's on board is on board. You have your role. If you're the director, you do the director stuff. If you write, you do the writing. And then at the end of it, we look at it and go, okay, this person did this person did that. They should get that credit. They should get that credit. But like, it's almost, for me, it's almost like a fear of like, I so badly don't want drama to be involved in this at any point of the way. So we'll talk about it after, you know? But that was a spiel.
Yeah. Do you feel better now? Do you feel soothed?
I didn't really feel like I need to be soothed.
Well, you talked for a while.
I just that stuff genuinely, it's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Oh, I can tell.
It's because it's just, I understand it's important because you have to further your career and blah, blah, blah. But I'm also like, nobody's going to give a fuck in like a couple of years. Most often, maybe if we're making the next Goodwill Hunting, it's like, okay, we'll reassess. But for now, let's just make something cool. Because I feel it's the, here, this is how I'll phrase it. I hate when people put themselves first before the creation of the project is done. Because all that does is make the creation of the project harder. You know?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I will say one thing that has bothered me in the past, and now I'm trying to decide if it still bothers me. I did a show where like I wrote it, I did all the work for it, and then I found out afterwards that someone had given themselves a credit for my show without informing me, and that pissed me off a bit at the time.
Giving themselves a credit.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean that I saw their resume and they listed my show as like a creative, like they were a creative member on it when they weren't. Yeah. So that pissed me off a bit.
So they weren't involved at all?
So they had a coffee with me to talk about, and then they essentially, so it was a part of this program.
Would they call themselves a consult or something?
They called them something. So Alex, who we love, Alex loves the term dramaturg. And essentially a dramaturg is someone who like fact checks things for you and is in charge of the through line of a show. And dramaturgs are like very hands-on most of the time, and they're a part of like the writing process. Yeah. So this person, for one of my shows, said that they dramaturged the entire project. And all they did was, I was a part of a program that hired a mentor to take me out for a coffee to talk about life, essentially. And this mentor happened to be a dramaturg. But she actually didn't work on the project. The conversation was literally like, how's it going? Oh my gosh, so cool. How can I help you out with your life? So nice to meet you. Never seen them again. Yeah. And then I got their resume, I think like 2 years ago, because they applied to something that I was hiring for, and my show was on it. And they put them as a dramaturg. And I was just like, but.
Were they someone that was in the beginning of their career?
No. They were someone who
Some
I think
people
I
make
just
weird choices.
it made me feel really weird, and I've
You know?
never addressed it with them. Because a part of me, like, I don't really care,
not
but
worth
I
it.
care enough to be like, that's weird.
It to me, it's like if whatever that show is starts making big bucks
Yeah.
and they're getting a cut because of that, then it's an
becomes a
issue.
thing.
Otherwise, just like, okay,
I
sure.
just thought it was so
say-
weird.
I mean, like, you definitely shouldn't do that, but it's like, what do you like? To me, it's just
Because
not.
they were like they never like signed a contract. They
Yeah,
never
yeah.
like stepped foot in the rehearsal hall. I had like one coffee with them. I think that's why I thought it was weird. And
Yeah, that is weird. That
I
is
thought it
weird.
was so weird.
But it's just not worth the mental space until it becomes a real issue.
Yeah.
Once it's a real issue, it's a real issue.
Yeah.
But until then, it's just kind of like, okay, that's fucking weird. And it's kind of the thing. If you're gonna do that, to me, I'm a believer in karma.
Mm-hmm.
If she keeps doing that, or whoever that is keeps doing that, and they got a long list of shit on their resume, someday when they get hired for that resume and then they get tested on it, they're gonna fuck up and they're gonna look like idiots.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of just if you don't actually do shit and you take credit for doing the shit, eventually you're gonna get what you asked for, you know, and then you're gonna have to do that thing, and you're not gonna do it very well because you didn't actually do all the things that you said you did, and then people are gonna find out that you're a liar.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a part of those situations where I wasn't the one who lied about what I could do, but somebody said, "Hey, we can do this thing," and then I was put in charge of doing that thing, and I was like, I've never done this before," and they're like, "Yeah, but we told the client we could," and I'm like,
It's not great.
yeah. So it's that situation, and then you get found out, and you look like an idiot.
Did you get found out?
I actually, in this specific situation, because I kind of knew the client somewhat. We'd worked with them before, and we were like, if we were on a first name basis kind of thing, where it's like we don't call each other at night and say goodnight, but when we see each other, we're like, "Hey, what's up?" You know. So I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, just so you know, there's a chance this isn't gonna work," and they're like, "Okay," and I was like, "Okay, my name's cleared." And then it was the other person who got, not in shit, but just like, yeah, you look stupid. You look so dumb when you do that. It's like never under promise, over deliver, always. That's the name of the game. Because when you over promise and you under deliver, you look like an idiot. And that's what happens when you say you can do things that you can't do. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take risks. Sometimes you got to be like, yeah, I'm confident I can pull that off. But to say I was a part of this thing and know how to do this because of that, and then not being able to do that, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edward.
Should we end it on that?
Yeah, that's great. Are you going to be a performer for the rest of your life now?
Don't know. We'll see what happens for the rest of my life.
I will say, I'll end it on this. My mom was very surprised that you did this. She
Really?
called me.
I feel like most people who know me would be very surprised that I did this.
She was very surprised.
She knows we've been doing it.
Kinda.
Did she not know that I was a part of it?
She knew that you were a part of it. She didn't know that you were performing in it. And then she slowly figured it out. And she said...
because last time we saw her, she was asking about it, and she didn't... I could kind of tell she wasn't really sure.
Well, because I wasn't sure, because I know you weren't telling your family. So I wasn't sure if you wanted me to tell my family, so I was going to leave it up to you. But my mom, she was so funny. I was on the phone with her yesterday, and she said, "I'm so surprised Edward is doing this with you." I said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, your shows are ridiculous." And I said, "You should see my boyfriend."
I think I would have been less... I would have been less interested if it wasn't ridiculous. The ridiculousness of it is the reason I'm interested. Like if you were like, "We're gonna do Shakespeare," I'm like, I will watch from the crowd. I'm not interested. But I just don't. I have no interest in. If your question, if I'm gonna be a performer for the rest of my life, if I can only do ridiculous comedic shit with the point of this is just going to be fucking hilarious and you get something out of it, cool, I'm all in. If it's like we're going to deliver a serious message for an hour, it's like I'm just not. I got other serious things I can think about than, you know. Not that I wouldn't try it, but it's just it doesn't interest me.
You. Yeah.
But
well,
yeah.
Let's see where it goes.
Ah, my knees.